Please join me in welcoming our 2011 Women Peacemakers.
The Women Peacemakers program at the Joan Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice at the University of San Diego brings 4 women leaders from conflict zones around the world to the Institute each fall. The primary purpose of the program is to document their stories, pair them with a professional writer, who we call a peace writer, and a documentary film team to learn about the innovative strategies that they have developed, living in their communities, knowing the context, knowing the religious and cultural backgrounds that they have, and the ways that they have used those to engage in human rights and peace-building work. The community has multiple opportunities to get to know the Women Peacemakers while they're here. They get to meet them at the talks that they do. They get to invite them to their community groups or events. They have an opportunity to learn about them in a really personal way that makes them seem much more like the mothers, daughters, sisters, as well as activists that they are.
Especially the children.
The Women Peacemakers program is probably one of the most unique programs that exist in the fact that it documents so deeply. It isn't just a superficial story or a newspaper column, which are wonderful and essential that we have those, but this really looks at the whole process. What are the best practices for peacemaking and what they do? How do they fit into the history of their country? It's easier for the news to capture some other kind of story, some guns, going off, some bombs, something like that. Whereas those stories about how you really prevent all of that happening or deal with the aftermath of it aren't captured. So with the Women Peacemakers program, we can actually document how this is done and share it and get it out there into the world. The interesting things that happens when we have the Women Peacemakers in residence right here, live, on campus, is the engagement with the students. For the first time, what they're studying in one way comes to life.
You mentioned about creating peace within yourself first. And I'm wondering how you do that personally in the middle of witnessing everything you've witnessed and what's happening to your family and your country and your people. How do you do that?
One of the other exciting things is that we don't just have university students involved. There's a program here at the Institute for Peace and Justice called World Link, Connecting Youth to Global Affairs. And so when these young people have an opportunity to meet people that they're reading about in their history books or their class assignment or whatever, it changes for them as well. And I think that one of the doors that's opened is also for the Women Peacemakers. When they go home, they look at their youth, and we're beginning to be able to connect the youth from Liberia or the Philippines or Kenya to our actual youth town meeting. They can talk to each other, they can see what's going on. And so young people are coming up, I think, much more connected. And the Women Peacemaker kind of inspired and stimulates that possibility so many times, either when they're home or when they're here.
Over the first 10 years of the program, we've welcomed 40 Women Peacemakers to the Institute from 34 different countries. The Peacemakers over the years have been linked through an online network where they've been able to talk to one another about the issues that each of them are facing. Moving forward, we are now developing regional networks. The women want to be connected not only during their time in San Diego, but they want to be connected with the women that have come from their regions so that they can share expertise and connect with the networks and organizations that they're active with. As one Woman Peacemaker said, if our governments are meeting and our militaries are meeting, why aren't our peacemakers meeting?
And the reality is we're all connected, and having a chance to bring women together who can see how they've connected to their communities, share that with others, and move forward on bringing a larger sense of possibility to all of us as we learn their stories is really important. Communities like to take pride in the fact that they can build peace, and we want to support that. The Women Peacemakers program is actually funded by individuals, by donors, foundations. We write grants for it to make it happen. The work that we do, the stories that we tell, the films that we make that are being used at the United Nations and the programs, for that to continue, we need a broader support. So I'm hoping that we'll find new donors, new people who are interested in working with us in the future.